there. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Paranormal Insights. I'm your host, William Becker. And tonight we have Jasmine Osterloh. And we're going to do a bit of a reading with Jasmine tonight. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Have you ever had a reading done?
Nope.
Okay.
This is my first one.
Okay. And relax. It's okay. I'm sensing a little bit of a barrier.
I'm really nervous.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't
No,
need to be.
it's okay.
I'm painless.
I know.
But I do see something of a barrier. And if you can kind of relax it a little bit, that would probably help me a little bit. So, what are you looking for in particular? Is there anything?
So a couple weeks ago, I've had a bit of sleep paralysis. That freaked me out a little bit. And I've also been wanting to know, like my past lives, you know?
Okay.
Like if I've had any, or, you know, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Let's see. I'm getting a woman. You know, often what I do is I read over the person's right shoulder. And that's why I look that way.
Yeah.
I'm getting a woman who is dressed in black. It's rather flowing. She looks like she's dressed as a witch. You know, the old classic stereotype.
Yeah.
She's laughing about it. Like she's acting like she wants to ride a broom as she takes a cigarette and looks like a martini glass, which means that this isn't old. Does that remind you of anybody?
No, it doesn't.
Somebody who may have passed. I mean, this is weird. Not weird. Interesting. Maybe somebody's playing games with me. Because this is, maybe somebody in your family would know. Because this is somebody that reminds me maybe of the 50s, 60s. It's not you. It would be somebody related to you, I think. It's an aunt or great aunt, maybe. And this is somebody who doesn't look too old in these. Fairly vivacious. If they don't like it, that's their problem. I'm toning down the language.
Sounds like she's from my dad's side.
Okay. Because what she's doing is a little bit. The attitude and action is even pushing. I keep getting 50s, but she's acting a little bit more like the 60s. But 50s is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And she's a little bit more free-spirited that way. I like her. Though she drank too much, and that might have been part of her death, and also smoking. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean that with any disrespect. And she's
Feisty, huh?
Yeah, she's nodding her head. She's agreeing with me. So this is somebody, probably heart trouble. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. Congestive heart failure, perhaps.
It runs on my dad's side.
Okay. So you need to be very careful.
Yes.
Don't smoke.
I guess I have to quit.
Actually, she wants you to.
Oh.
And I'm not making that up. But it's part of what killed her. Moderate drinking's okay. But get rid of the cigarettes and don't drink much.
Oh, I don't drink much. It's the smoking.
Okay. And don't stay away from environments Okay, this is what she's telling me. Fun, eccentric, and such is good. But there's some mean-spiritedness. There's some rage, alcohol-fueled, different things around you that you need to stay and separate yourself from. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure where that is exactly. There's a woman that she's showing me as part of this problem. I think there's a couple. I think there's a man too, but the woman is... First I got the man stronger, now the woman's coming through more strongly. Stay away from people that tear you down, is what she's saying. Be independent, fiercely independent, but she says respectful and know the rules. She's speaking from her own experience, and she said she knew how to work the rules so she could get away with what she got away with. You need to know the rules so you know how to be fully you. Does that make sense?
Kind of. I am not really understanding.
Understanding what I'm saying?
Understanding what she's trying to, mean.
Okay. She's talking about her experience and life in general. She wants you to push yourself more to thrive and to blossom and to grow out of... Sounds like grow out and beyond your current situation and domestic situation. And that you can... Oh, okay. She's showing me she's showing me you like the phoenix in Technicolor rising above the situation you're in now. And I'm not saying it's a bad situation. I'm saying you can go much further. She's saying it's going to take discipline, but it's also going to take your unique personality and really trusting in your own instincts and intuition, and letting drama or negative stuff just kind of roll off your back like a duck. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I don't usually do future stuff, but there's somebody coming for you romantically, but not quite yet. Is that okay?
I just don't think I would be finding someone or someone would be coming towards me in a romantic way. I just don't think that it would happen, you know?
Well, that's part of why not right now, but this is the year age 25 is what I get, and I don't know if that's his or yours. Anyway, it's down the road. As you grow and have that self-esteem and self-worth and deserve and such, this is part of what's coming. And again, I don't do a lot of the future stuff, but she's showing me that this is a piece of what you come to. She's showing me also that if you follow this, there's study involved. You need to go are you in school now?
No, but I want to.
You need to. She very much wants you to do that. Nursing?
I want to be a physician's assistant.
Okay. Very good. And I didn't know that about you before. I'm making sure that's not something we've had a conversation about.
It's not.
And she's showing me you dress very professionally and in acting professionally, and running, I think, I mean, you can go a long ways with this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's trusting in yourself to follow your dreams
Yeah.
and doing the work to get the foundation underneath you to help support that.
Yeah.
And don't wait forever. She said you can start these things sooner than later, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And you were once her child. I see you guys on the old sailing ships. Oh, where are you going to? You're going to Jamaica.
Maybe that's where I need to go.
Trying to think. I think she's the mother, you're the daughter, and you're going to a plantation there that I think your father owned. And what's the purpose of this? It's showing success in the family. You were French. Breeding, education, and strong-willed and strong-spirited women. I mean, because you made the voyage over, your father was on the plantation. And not quite sure the dates. Late 1700s, maybe early 1800s. I'm getting both. And it's another place, though, where you had the support to be very independent, which was unusual for a woman in those days. Your mother was, and your father was busy, but he also supported it to a degree. And you learned a lot about herbal remedies, magic, voodoo, Santorini. I don't know if I'm saying it right. You had a strong knowledge about a lot of those things. Herbs, poisons.
I'm actually just reading about all of these within like the last year.
Okay.
About herbal remedies and natural,
Mm-hmm.
instead of like going to the pharmacy, trying to figure out what I can do naturally.
Okay.
And I've been talking to a couple of my friends who are really into like the magic and the spiritualness.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
Okay, this is part of what you've done in the past as well. Let's see, what is being told to me about this? Be careful. You need to make sure that if you're going to delve into these areas, the dark side is really inviting, but don't go there. And get good assistance. Don't try taking things unless you have expert help, because it can be poisonous. Even if the individual thing isn't, the combinations can be. There are schools with Portland's got them.
Yeah.
With holistic medicine and naturopath and that kind of thing. And that might be part of what you want to look at studying, if that's part of the interest. And instead of a physician's assistant, you might want, which is fantastic, you might want to look at either that or going steps further in the naturopath world. It's possible to combine things in a lot of ways, but that might be part of this thinking outside of the box, knowing the rules, but then also knowing how to go outside them, or thinking outside the box to become all of what you want to be, because you've had this in the past. I'm not sure just how you got in trouble for it in the past. You turned into not a very nice person. You went too far, and some people actually died, and you didn't care too much. So part of this life is the other side of that, and having the compassion and doing things correctly and not getting seduced by the darker part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And she will help you. And that explains part of why the witch's outfit. Partly because she was thinking Halloween, but also partly because this is a direct tie with the past too. And you weren't practicing traditional witchcraft. You were talking, this was about, or whatever that is, but this was you creating your own versions of things and using it to manipulate and control people, and it didn't always work very well. And your mom did a lot of that too in that time. And that's why she's able to warn against so much of this now and telling you to be more careful. This is the cleanup after that one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What else? Do you have any other questions first?
I do.
Good.
My grandpa Joe passed away a couple years ago. I want to say I was like 10 at the time.
Okay.
I just want to know how he's doing. His name's Joseph Lumby.
Okay. Now let's see. Man, not overly tall.
No. He has a very good distinction of he's missing a thumb.
Okay. I hadn't seen his hand. Kind of an average build.
Yes.
Pretty bald on top.
Yes.
And a little stubbly sometimes. I don't see a beard, but stubbly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I've got the right guy then. He's giving you a big hug and lots of love. And he's very happy. He's jolly. I mean, I don't mean jolly that in a superficial way, but he's
happy.
just smiling a lot. He's glad that you're thinking of him. It touches his heart.
I think about him a lot.
And, he said that when you're thinking about him, it's because he's with you.
Oh.
So that's really nice. And he's one that's going to help you with the gentler and calmer piece.
He was a really gentle and calm man when I was growing up.
Okay, that's good to know, because he's the one that helps you to tame that other side from that other part of the life. And I don't see that other part in you. I mean, just a little bit. We've spent time together, but he's part of keeping you balanced. So you've got his influence now. You've got your past life and your grandmother, was the mother's influence to help you to really soar this time, which is part of that phoenix coming from the ashes, and a technicolor phoenix. Nothing drab, but nothing forced, being just naturally who you are. And be prepared. I'm not sure where this may take you to other places. And I'm not seeing necessarily huge cities, but I'm seeing other places than here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And maybe setting up a clinic of your own, or either that or partnered with romantically the owner of the clinic, setting one up together with different aspects of it. And you might be doing more of the bookkeeping and running the front office, the office manager too piece.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you get your business skills as well. is part of what I'm getting. For one thing, it helps you with your own accounting and everything else.
Yeah.
Do those things all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And start looking for scholarships. They're out there. And it's okay to work while you go to school. That's what they're telling me.
Okay.
And then part of it is prioritizing and scheduling. You can do this, but this is part of the discipline of putting it together.
Everything.
Yeah, and learning the rules and what can be tweaked in the right way, in the positive
Yes.
way. She's also saying just because it's legal doesn't mean it's good for you. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So listen to her because she's saying it holds you back.
I will.
We're almost out of time. Do you have any other quick questions?
No, I don't. This is very nice, especially about my Grandpa Joe. I've really been missing him, like especially during the February, March months.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice.
I see him just kind of curling up with you when you're a little girl and reading stories to you.
He would.
Okay.
I miss him.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't want to make
No, it's okay.
bad, but yeah, he's with you. He doesn't go far. He's with you a lot. So I understand. I do. Well, thank you. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you and look forward to seeing you next time.
Hey guys,
Take care.
welcome to Paranormal Insights. I'm Christina. With me today I have Rob, Kristen, and Tracy from White Light Paranormal Insights. We're going to do a quick interview with them about what they think of William Becker. Alright guys, first question is, how'd you guys meet him?
I first met William, it was actually at the very first ghost conference. It was, I had just started with the paranormal team, and it was my first time coming to the conference, and he was very warm and welcoming and receiving, and I was fascinated by the stuff, his wealth of knowledge that he knew about Oregon City, just his general presence. He has this calm, father-like, and he's going to hate me for saying that. He's got this grandpa-like feeling to him that's just all welcoming. Everybody just feels welcomed by him. And, when I first came into the conference and feeling intimidated with all these new faces and everybody, he was really the first one that made me feel like, we're all in this together.
The first time I met him was actually at Wheeler and Finding Your Psychic Voice class. My cousin, who I got on the team because she's my cousin, said that she wanted to go take this class by this man named William Becker. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Let me go try to be psychic. And he really helped explain everything there was to know about being psychic and how to help us kind of develop our own skills and our own way of doing things. And we couldn't do any wrong. And it really bolstered us and helped us, kind of find our own talents, and it was very interesting.
I first met William about 6 or 7 years ago, being placed on a team called West Coast Ghost Hunters through a mutual friend. And as Kristen and Tracy mentioned, he's just very welcoming, cares for everybody, and really wants to see everybody succeed at their abilities, whatever they may be, and he's more than willing to help out anybody in any fashion that he can.
Yeah. It's very he's not ego driven at all. He's not one of these mediums. It's like if he doesn't see it, he doesn't say, oh, no, that's not there. He lets, he's open to receiving everybody's information. He's not one, to say, just because I don't see it, it's not there, because we know mediums all see and receive different spirits. Some mediums are, very much, if they don't see it, it's not there. And being beginners, he was very,
Very
accepting of
encouraging.
everything and encouraging of everything that even if we were wrong, if he would have told us that, oh, that's wrong, it would have shut us down right there. I mean, we would have been done, because you don't want to be judged when you're going into this kind of stuff.
Have you guys ever brought William on to any on-location investigations with you guys?
In the very beginning, we had William remote into a case for us. The team that we're on, we have our own mediums, so we have 6 or 7 different so we have mediums galore. So we did in the beginning have William remote in on a case, but we've never actually had him out on field with us, because we don't really have that need just with our in particular team for that service. But there are a lot of teams out there that don't have, mediums that work with them. And so William goes out and works with a lot of different teams that have that need, that they need someone in there like that.
If you guys had a case where your mediums couldn't do a perfect reading, would you guys suggest that William be the one that come on location with you guys?
One thing with our team is we are very open to anything. If there's a case that we have, we'll reach out, and that that we can't get to the root of, we reach out to several different mediums for their take on it. So yes, of course, if there was a situation where we needed more input from another medium, we would contact William.
So pretty much now it's just going to be open flow. You guys just tell us. You guys pretty much already have, but William as a person, if you didn't know him as a psychic, would you guys know by meeting him right off the bat that he had those abilities, or would you think of him always as the grandpa, the grandpa role model that you mentioned a while ago?
I think my personal opinion, it's hard for me to walk. I mean, I know a lot of people have these abilities, can spot people in a crowd and say, like, there's something around them that has this. I would never know if you were psychic or you were psychic or you were psychic just by looking at you. Would I choose to be friends with William just because of who he is? Yes, but I wouldn't necessarily know that he was a psychic just upon looking at him.
Well, and if you listen to William, we're all psychic.
Yeah, everybody's psychic.
That is true.
So I guess in that logic, I would know
then
he was
of course
psychic.
he's psychic.
All right, do you guys have any final things you guys would like to say directly to William, to the camera, or?
We love you, William.
Your troublemakers love you. And best of luck to your new venture that you have going on. And I know you're going to do fabulous. And, we're always going to be there for you. So.
We got your back.
All right, guys. Again, my name is Christina. This is Paranormal Insights. Thank you guys for joining us. This is White Light Paranormal.